The greatest battle of all, the Ashes between Australia and England. England hold the Ashes. They won them in 1985. In England, Australia are challenging under the leadership of Alan Border.
This is the call. Charles, I won it again. We're going to bowl first.
Okay.
Good luck.
I'll tell you that is a big gamble because Australia's team has Lawson as 12th man. He's the outstanding bowler and the most experienced bowler in the 12. They've made him 12th man. They have one of the most inexperienced attacks Australia's ever put in the field, with Reid, Matthews and Hughes numbering fewer than 13 test matches between them. We pick up play now in the second over. England have gone in with Broad and Athey, the left-hander and right-hander respectively. Hughes is coming in to bowl to Broad, who has one on the board. And your commentators for this first session, Ian Chappell and Bill Lowry.
Shout of catch it there, but it goes wide of Steve Waugh. Dean Jones is the fielder. And they pick up 3.
Here's Reid again now, and he's coming in to bowl to Chris Broad. A little more like it, and it's got the breakthrough for Australia. Bruce Reid has found the outside edge of Chris Broad's bat. Tim Zohar takes his first catch against England, and Bob Willis has made the breakthrough. Good morning, Bob.
Have a look at this delivery. A little pitched a bit further up. Broad caught in no man's land, and a simple catch to the keeper.
New bowler, and it's Chris Matthews making his debut. Good shot, beautiful timing, 4 runs, and that and the stroke past square leg, 2 of Gatting's favourites. Plays the cover drive very well indeed.
Stephen Waugh is the new bowler.
That's a good shot. He doesn't miss anything short at all. The 50 comes up for England.
Gatting perfectly happy playing the short ball on either side of the wicket.
The sun breaking out here at the gap, and all of a sudden the workload becomes a bit greater for the bowlers.
171 now, getting on to 35. Another short delivery and smashed away beautifully again down towards square leg. Well, Matthews having a lot of trouble. You can't bowl there and get away with it to Mike Gatting too regularly. That was a lovely shot.
And 4 more, outside edge, that was a good delivery. One for 103.
It's a fine shot from Mike Gatting. Let's not take any credit away from Gatting, a man who didn't come into the test match with great form, but he's not missed an opportunity to pick off a boundary when there's been a loose ball offering, and he's hit 10 fours. That's pretty well hit once again by Gatting. On that occasion, Hughes too short, and that's the 100 stand for England. The first wicket fell at 15. That takes the total to 116. And he's knocked him over. So that's a great breakthrough for Hughes, and Gatting perhaps getting just a little overconfident. And the second wicket is down with the 100 stand having just been posted.
Mike Gatting can't believe how this one found its way onto the stumps. But again, he's played across the line a little bit there, and the ball ricocheting off his pads onto the stumps. So Hughes gets his reward at last.
It's in the air and through the gully, down towards the boundary, and that brings up the 50 or the half century for Bill Athey, and he can be pretty proud of that half century. It's been a fighting knock by him, but exactly what the doctor ordered from England's point of view.
Just a little bit of breeze blowing to aid Hughes' outswinger. And he does appear to be pitching the ball up a little more in the first couple of deliveries in this over. Magnificent shot from Alan Lamb. Picked the gap. Hughes once again showing that inconsistency with a wide delivery on that occasion.
Yes, and Lamb has really settled down and played a great partnership, and there's a look of worry on Border. And what a great performance by England here, coming into the Test match with a lot of criticism in a lot of areas, particularly in the opening batting position, and now Athey grabbing that opportunity and batting so well for his country.
And a repeat dose, the square drive this time. Greg Ritchie chasing, but once again the ball travels quite a long distance over the wet grass, and that won't help the bowler's cause at all.
And England went off the field at the close of play on the first day of this Ashes series at 2 for 198. Bill Athey on 76 and Alan Lamb on 40. The men out, Chris Broad for 8 and Mike Gatting, the skipper, who played an excellent innings for 61 in 118 balls. But it was a good contest today, a good start to this series for the Battle of the Ashes. So 2 for 198. We pick up play now with the very first ball of the day. Merv Hughes is coming in and Alan Lamb is the man on strike.
He's going to start with 2 slips and a gully. A big shout there, and he's out. And what a great breakthrough for Australia. Merv Hughes with really a warm-up delivery, and Alan Lamb is on his way.
Watch this one. It's the umpire's decision here, and certainly well worth a shout, that one. We couldn't see any of the stumps at all. Umpire Tony Crafter sends Alan Lamb on his way, and what a great break in that partnership. And England now 3 for 198.
Chris Matthews to Athey.
And well taken by Tim Zura. So Australia have got the second wicket this morning, and still England haven't added to their overnight score.
Well, today is a new day, and how the game has changed. 1 for none. Merv Hughes, his first over. And now Matthews, a moment that he'll never forget. His first wicket in Test cricket, the inside edge. Athey, the Yorkshireman, is caught by Zura on his way for 76, and the total still at 198.
The England all-rounder looking very keen to impress this local crowd.
He's gone for it again. There's a man down there, but that one's wide of the man, into the ground and into the fence down at square leg. So Bruce Reid coming in for a bit of punishment here at the hands of Ian Botham. He's looking very dangerous. England 4 for 257.
That one's in the air, but very safe. There's only one man in front of the wicket on the onside, and he won't cut it off. Really reaches for that one, gets a thick edge on it, and it's well and truly over the third man boundary. Obviously a very thick edge.
Only a man of Botham's power and ability can play a shot like that. He opened the face, it was short, it was wide, and he really went after it and got a thick edge, and it flew high over the slips for 6. And it wasn't so high, it was like a baseball hit. It was a 2-bagger. It was beautifully struck off a thick edge. So Botham bringing this crowd alive at the Gabba.
Don't get 2 baggers behind the plate. That's the only problem in baseball, Bill. Just a well-hit foul in baseball, but that is probably a home run. Right down the ground.
Oh, and that one smashed away through the gully, wide of the squarest of the two of them, and into the boundary for 4. Well, that one too was a little bit uppish, but it did come off the meat of the bat. And Reid again. It's a short ball, and Botham this time smashing it away high and square. 1 bounce, 2 bounces into the fence. There are 2 men down there, and the Australians clearly have set that trap in the hope that Botham will hole out to one of the 2 of them. hit that one just a little bit too well.
Matthews in again to Gower. And he's gone. Caught at mid-wicket. Greg Ritchie taking the catch. A disappointing end to a marvellous effort from the former England captain David Gower, falling to Chris Matthews, and a simple catch straight to Ritchie at mid-wicket.
Yes, he normally plays this shot so well. Indeed, it did go off the middle of the bat, but it went straight to Ritchie, and there was no way in the world he was going to make a mistake with that one. A big breakthrough for Australia. Gower on his way back to the pavilion.
Now the ball with Chris Matthews. He's impressed me with his ability to move the ball both ways. Far better prospect today than yesterday.
He's got him. The appeal came, but there was no need for it because there was a crash of ash out there. The shot at first seemed to be for LBW, but Richards has gone. What was an attempted Yorker turned out to be a full toss and beaten for pace.
And well taken in the gully. Good catch there by Stephen Waugh. And that partnership has added 27 before it was broken by Merv Hughes.
7 for 351.
Both of them on 99. Hughes the bowler. Straight down the ground, beautifully played, and that brings up Ian Botham's century. This really has been a magnificent batting performance by one of the greatest all-rounders of all time. Ian Botham, 100 in the first test here at the Gabba. That's his 14th test century, his 4th against Australia, and his 2nd in Australia. And now he really is going to go. He smashed that miles. It's gone way over the top of deep square leg. Well, he's going to cut loose now, that's for sure. What a magnificent shot. A short ball there from Hughes, and Botham smashed it over the top of square leg for 6.
People should savour every moment they can watch this player. They only come once in a lifetime, and Botham, the audacity having made his 100, to stick the next one straight over the greyhound track.
What is he going to do? Hughes again to Botham. Another short ball. He smashed that one to mid-wicket. This will bounce once or twice and into the boundary down in that area. That's not sensible bowling by Hughes. A short ball again, and Botham clubbed it away. Well, isn't he happy? Guess where he's from. That one's well pitched up, and this one smashed straight down the ground. He really is cutting loose. He's murdering Hughes. That one was pitched up, having hit him for 6 and 4. He dispatched that one straight down the ground over the top of the mid-on fieldsman head for another 4. 18 off the over, and he's hit that one straight down the ground too. Will the fieldsman cut it off? I doubt it. Straight into the boundary it goes. 22 runs off the over, and what a player he is. Hughes simply glares down the wicket at him. England are 7 for 390.
And that's gone well back up into the Clem Jones stand. And so he's well and truly past Maurice Leyland. He's now heading for the Brisbane record. That's 169, which was made by Patsy Hendren. That was in the sole test match played at the exhibition ground. That one has gone way back. That's heading towards the Sir Gordon Chalk stand. So that's his 4th 6.
And England will be very happy with that. Gatting, no doubt, will be thinking of slipping out of his shorts in a minute into his long white creams to take up his position in the field.
Shouts of catch it. Merv Hughes is coming in, and he takes it. A very good catch. Excellent catch by Merv Hughes. The man has bowled 36 overs, and he made a lot of ground to take that catch.
Well, the West Indies have got Ian Botham out like that on numerous occasions. The Australian crowd are very happy to see the back of him. But I tell you what, everyone in this ground will remember this innings. It has been a tremendous example of powerhouse batting. It has been an innings that has created an opportunity for England here to slip the Australians in this evening and really take advantage of their good position. Both of them getting a standing ovation from the crowd here at the Gabba for a magnificent contribution.
War is going to continue. That's well hit, but it's not going to clear mid-on. Chris Matthews is the man who gets around underneath it. In fact, he might have got it a bit high on the bat, I think, up near the maker's name.
Gone, yes, Boone takes the catch. So England's all out for 456. Steve Waugh picks up 3 wickets. David Boone stood there for a day and 3 quarters and finally takes the catch.
Here's Dilley again.
That's pretty close. The ball moving back in, yes. He's been given after a lot of thought there by Tony Crafter, and that was good bowling from Graham Dilley.
This is how it happened. Zura, a good job as night watchman. That one coming back, hitting him right in front of middle. He's on his way for 38. Tony Crafter gives the decision, and the second Australian batsman is on his way.
Here's Dilley again.
Oh, that's a good delivery from Dilley, and he's got the opener. Just a faint edge, and Jack Richards did the rest. A very good delivery from Graham Dilley, and Jack Richards gets his first catch in Test cricket.
The fine half-century to Marsh. Great job at the top order. Australia 4 for 126.
It's going to be Graham Dilley with the new ball with the breeze. Out! Outside edge, straight to Edmonds in the gully, looking to turn it on the onside, and Graham Dilley's broken through. A vital wicket for England.
And a very good wicket too. It was a great wicket. Dilley generally bowling the outswinger to the right-handers. He brought this one back. We saw Richie try and force the ball on the onside. So Richie on his way. A well-compiled 41. Australia with their backs to the wall now. 6 wickets down for 198.
From the Stanley Street end now, here's Graham Dilley to Steve Waugh.
Gone! Yes, he's out, caught behind. A beautiful delivery. Richards takes the catch. Waugh out without scoring, and a great performance by Graham Dilley. And Australia really struggling at 7 for 204.
Oh, Graham Dilley. 2 for 1 in 6 balls. Look at that one. Didn't do a great deal. The extra bounce, the pace, just a thick edge straight through to Richards. And what a performance. The 4th wicket to Dilley. He's got 4 for 45.
Matthews 55, Reid 3. 10 more Australia need.
All on attack. 4 slips, 1 gully, and a bat pad on the onside.
And edged and taken. Jack Richards has taken the catch. Graham Dilley has finally got his 5 wickets in Test cricket, and the skipper Mike Gatting has the opportunity to enforce the follow-on if he wants.
248 all out, and that after needing 257 to avoid the follow-on. It just wasn't good enough, and 248 will have been a thorough disappointment to Alan Border and his men. Very good performance from De Freitas, who took 2 for 32, and Dilley, 25.4 overs, 7 maidens, 5 for 68. We pick up play now in the 3rd over of the morning. Graham Dilley it is, coming into bowl to David Boone. 1 run has been added. Boone is on 2. Your commentators Ian Chappell, and alongside him, Max Walker.
Shot from Boone, nicely timed. First boundary of the innings. Likes the ball short, David Boone. Very good player, square of the wicket, either side. It's going to be Botham coming from the Vulture Street end. That's what Ian Botham's looking for, but on this occasion, he's outside off stump. First boundary of the morning for Jeff Marsh, and Australia none for 21.
Ian Botham to Boone.
That's fairly close. Yes, he's got him. David Boone was a long way across there, and it hit on the inside part of the pad. And that was obviously just in line with off stump. Umpire Crafter had a look and agreed with Ian Botham.
Botham takes the 1st wicket. in the second innings. So Australia 1 for 24.
Embry back into the attack now.
And he's gone, stumped, beautifully bowled, slower, higher tossed, beaten in the flight. And the second wicket is down for Australia. An excellent piece of spin bowling. Dean Jones goes, brilliantly stumped by Jack Richards. And Australia in trouble.
Yes, this is good bowling, a little bit of float there, and off come the bails. That was nicely taken. And Dean Jones on his way back to the pavilion, 2 for 44.
We're now going to have a dual spin attack. Philippe Edmonds comes on at the Vulture Street end with his left-arm orthodox spinners. And Jeff Marsh greets Philippe Edmonds with a boundary. Third 4 to Jeff Marsh.
Lovely shot. Now, Phil Edmonds pulled the man from short leg across to short cover and gave Marsh the chance to play that drive. Hit it right off the meat of the bat.
And there's a big appeal there for Courtfield. He's got him. Yes, he's got a little inside edge. In the air it went on the offside, and Alan Lamb made the catch. What a wicket that is for England. Border is the man they wanted out. They've gathered the fieldsmen around him, and it has paid off.
And full credit to Mike Gatting. He switched these spinners around just before lunch. He's persisted with them afterwards, and that's the wicket all Englishmen wanted to see.
So Alan Border on his way back, out, caught by Lamb. That's the 99th Test wicket for John Embry, and it's 3 for 92.
The new batsman is Greg Ritchie. There they go, both arms up in the air for umpire Mel Johnson. Every so often, Greg Ritchie will come down the track and play an attacking stroke. There's no one out. They're quite happy to try and induce that shot, or they were.
It's an excellent shot from Jeff Marsh. That's when he's at his best, when he's driving. We haven't seen many of those shots from him in this Test match. 34 runs needed now to make England bat again. Beautifully timed by Marsh. Foster won't cut that off. Very little backlift. I get the feeling that that's the experience of playing in India. He watches the ball very closely, doesn't take a big backlift, and it's not until the very last second that he makes up his mind.
New bowler is Philip de Freitas. Oh, big appeal there for LBW. He's got him. LBW, de Freitas has cracked it. Greg Ritchie out LBW to a ball that kept just a little bit low and looked to me as if it might have nipped back a bit. Ritchie got himself across on the crease. He didn't really go forward, and a huge appeal. The umpire down that end, umpire Johnson, gave him out.
And it's 4 for 205.
This is Marsh's 10th Test match. He's made 2 Test hundreds and never made one in Australia. Will this be it? 1 for 100. They're going for it. They'll get through too. That's his 100. A magnificent innings by Jeff Marsh, just when it was really needed, and much appreciated by his colleagues in the dressing room and everyone at the ground. His first Test 100 in Australia and his 3rd in all.
And a marvellous effort from Jeff Marsh. He's been in for 5 hours and 20 minutes. Faced 270 balls.
At the Vulture Street end, Graham Dilley back into the attack. Up in the air, and a simple catch for Graham Dilley. What a breakthrough for England with just 20 minutes to go in the day's play. And Greg Matthews can't believe that he's played such a shot.
Well, Mike Gatting making the changes. De Freitas bringing about the wicket of Ritchie with his very first delivery. Now Dilley with his second. And that won the leading edge. So Matthews out for Australia. He's on his way now. He scored 13 runs. Australia 5 for 224.
Graham Dilley now to Jeff Marsh.
Well done, Jeffrey Marsh. Survived the full day. He's got Australia into the lead, and in doing so, he's got his third Test century. So Australia have built the lead to 35 with 5 wickets in hand. Jeff Marsh remains 108 not out at stumps, and he will now have a 3-day innings. He started on Sunday night, and he'll be continuing on Tuesday morning.
Philip de Freitas is the bowler.
And he's got him. An inside edge onto the stumps. Really the first lapse in concentration from Jeff Marsh, and it's cost him dearly.
And the dream debut continues for Phil de Freitas. Little bit fortunate to get that wicket, but they all count, as they say. He's bowled a good line this morning. That one's just outside off stump, and the batsman can't believe he's dragged it onto his stumps. A deserved standing ovation for Jeff Marsh. A wonderful effort for Australia. 110 runs.
Spin in the person of John Embury about to come on at the Vulture Street end. He's got a nice breeze to bowl into today. And that's beautifully bowled. Not dissimilar to the way Embury picked up Dean Jones earlier in the innings. The ball getting under the bat. That is a lovely piece of slow bowling.
Yes, it certainly was, and that little bit of pressure caused by the man at Silly Point, and so Australia in desperate trouble now. Stephen Waugh out for 28, and Australia now 7 for 266.
Chris Matthews is the new batsman, the fast left-arm bowler from Perth, making his debut in this Test match with his West Australian teammate Tim Zura. And he's given it. Embury has struck again, and joy from the English players. Well-deserved success for John Embury, and disaster for Chris Matthews and for Australia.
Yes, there's no way in the world you can just let these balls that drift in hit the pad. Notice how he got right across there, and that was plumb LBW. Hit the pad around about middle and off, and probably would have hit middle and leg. Matthews out for a duck, and Embury once again doing the damage. 8 for 266.
De Freitas has bowled a lively spell with the breeze at his back from the Stanley Street end. Chris Broad is down on the boundary. 4 more to Zura. Shout of dismay from Philip de Freitas. Here he is now bowling to Hughes. And that's the only ball he'll be bowling to Hughes. Hughes has lasted just about the same length of time we thought he might, and he is yet to get off the mark in a Test match.
And Merv Hughes regrettably accompanied off the field by Daddles the duck.
This is Embury now. Chris Broad got it, and Australia all out. A good catch, good running catch down by the sight screen. It was a lusty hit from Reed. It would have smashed into the sight screen on the full, I should think, just down below our commentary position. And now Australia all out for 282. High hopes the Australians had this morning when they started off, and they were all dashed inside the hour. All out in the end for 282. Marsh 110, Waugh 28, Chris Matthews no score and Hughes no score, Reed 2, and Zura 16 in 23 balls to match the brave little innings he played as night watchman the first time out. John Embury took his 100th Test match wicket when he dismissed Waugh this morning. A very, very good performance from him. Thoroughly good all the way through, and in the first innings as well. 43 overs, 15 maidens, 5 for 80 in the second knock. So England needed 75 to win this match. All wickets in hand, a ton of time and a lot of overs in which to do it. We pick it up now in the first over. Chris Matthews is the bowler. He's coming in from the Vulture Street end, and Chris Broad is taking strike. Good start for England with the first ball of the innings bowled by Chris Matthews, the young man making his debut in this Test match.
England far and away the better team here at the Gabba. And well taken this time by Steve Waugh. Dropped one and catches a magnificent one to get rid of Bill Athey.
Oh, what a great catch. Great catches win matches. And that was a ripper. Flings the right hand out. Big thick edge, that one just leaving a little bit, but what a magnificent catch. Just centimetres off the ground. And a delighted Steve Waugh. Disappointed Bill Athey. He leaves with one against his name. Hughes takes a wicket. 1 for 6.
Gatting contemptuously puts that one away on the onside. Long chase for Greg Matthews, but it's into the fence.
Merv Hughes, the bowler. It's in the air and he's got him. He's hit it straight to backward square leg. No trouble there for Matthews at all. Caught the catch just above his head. And Gatting will be a little bit disappointed with that one. A little bit of extra practice against this Australian attack. It wouldn't have gone astray. And this wasn't a very good shot, Bob.
And it wasn't a great delivery either, Tony. Gatting had just put a 4 away from a ball of similar line from Hughes, but he's chipped that one straight to Greg Matthews. And a disappointing end for this Test match for Mike Gatting, because most things have gone just right for him.
Big appeal there for LBW. Just given him out. That looked to me as if it may have pitched outside leg stump. Alan Lamb not very happy at all. But a big appeal from behind the stumps there. And after a little bit of thought, umpire Mel Johnson, who's down the Stanley Street end, lifted his finger.
Yes, well, Tony, maybe we have had some divine intervention here. That's pitching middle. That's hitting middle. The umpire points to the heavens. That's definitely out. So, Reid, a little bit of a rush of blood here. Heartbeat in the English camp. 3 of them now back in the pavilion. 40 runs against their name, so it is a struggle.
David Gowers, the new batsman, a batting average of 44. He scored 6,200 runs and 87 Test matches. So much experience there. Well, that one's short and hit straight down the ground, and that brings up the 50 for England. They need 75 to win this first Test match. A lovely shot from Gower. 4 signalled by umpire Crafter, and England 3 for 53. That one steered away, and the winning run will come as the second is taken by Broad. And with that run, the ball going down to the boundary for 4, England have won the Test match. They've won it by 7 wickets, and in great style too. They have had a few breaks, things have gone for them a bit, but the truth of the matter is they've totally outplayed Australia in this Test match in every department of the game.
England's 87th Test match victory over Australia. This one by 7 wickets, and a very conclusive one indeed. No wonder they're very happy in the English dressing room, because they were the ones who were least likely to be favourites coming into this opening Test match. The scorecard at the close of play for England in their second innings, they were 3 for 77 with Broad 35 and Gower 15. The men out, Athey for 1, Gatting 12 and Lamb for 9. The bowling figures for Australia, Hughes the most successful, 2 for 28 in 5.3 overs. Reid took 1 for 20 in 6 overs and 1 maiden. So 7 wickets for England in the first match. They thoroughly deserved it. They played well all the way through. Ian Botham was the man of the match, and deservedly so, for some useful bowling and some absolutely dynamic batting.
That one has gone way back. That's heading towards the Sir Gordon chalk stand. So that's his 4th 6. Matthews getting that one on line. It was beautifully timed by Chris Broad, and that's the first boundary of the morning.
England none for 47. Lawson to continue to Bill Athey.
It's a long chase. The outfield is fast. And the fielding is sloppy. 50 up for England. Well, that's a far cry from the best opening stand in a first-class match of 16 before today.
Even War is the new bowler. That one steered away, and it's going to run right down to the boundary at third man. There's no one covering that area, and the outfield is very quick. That's his 6th boundary. That one smashed away square, and there's no point in running for it. It is quite a long boundary down there, but the outfield's lovely and quick. And into the fence it goes.
It's a very good shot. This a wide ball, right over the top of it, and no chance at all that it would be stopped. And I'd say that England are looking very much towards a 400 to 500 total at this stage.
It's nicely played. That was an attempted Yorker by Bruce Reid, and beautifully played off the toes there by Broad and down to the mid-wicket boundary. This outfield certainly is lovely and firm. The ball really is rolling beautifully.
Beautifully timed by Athey. Good placement. And a boundary to England.
And that shot down the ground, bringing up the 100 partnership for England. The first one for a fair while. So Athey and Broad would be pretty proud of themselves. They've been batting out there since the start of play.
It's often a good move for a captain to send in a right and left-handed opening partnership, so the bowlers can never settle into the same line to both players.
That's the shot of the day. What's more, it'll look just as good in replay.
And talking of action replays, Richie.
Delightful shot. You see no better two strokes than those played in the whole of the series, I reckon.
Greg Matthews going to take up the attack for Australia from the members' end.
Not good, and 4 runs. That outfield is like lightning. Greg Ritchie, the offending fielder.
Bill Athey records his 3rd half-century in Test cricket. And that's nicely placed.
Steve Waugh to continue.
Well, that's a beautiful shot off the back foot, smashed through extra cover by Athey, right up on his toes. And what a shot that was, right off the meat of the bat. Lawson. I've decided every now and again to have a go at Athey, but he plays that shot pretty well given time. That one didn't bounce very much, and he was onto it quite quickly, hit it very square. He's got a couple of top edges which have skied up down towards the fine-legged man, but they haven't quite carried, and Australia are obviously going to test him now and again. Another bounce, and he's whacked this one away. The man's come in a long way there. It's bounced once and gone over the boundary for 4. Yes, they're obviously trying to set him up for that one. It hasn't worked on this occasion, and England move on to no wicket for 179.
It's to be Greg Matthews again. He's coming in this time with the breeze. What a great moment for Chris Broad. 100 for him. The England players, well, they might be delighted at this great opening stand. In fact, that Broad has played with great composure and brilliance out there. 100 out of 192.
And past Boone, and that'll be away to the boundary for 4. So Athey Goes within 4 runs of his first ever Test century.
Here's Bruce Reid to Athey.
It's a good delivery right through Bill Athey, and finally Australia have got the breakthrough, and Bill Athey has been robbed of his first Test century.
And at last, a bit of good fortune for the Australians. Alan Border making that bowling change, taking Greg Matthews off and bringing tall Bruce Reid back into the attack. Beautiful Yorker right up there. Athey hits across the line and over goes the castle.
England 1 for 223.
That's a fine shot. He's played some lovely strokes today. Perfect timing, magnificent placing of the ball. That's a glorious stroke. His driving has been superb today. It's one area where you don't want to give him any leeway at all. Anything over-pitched, he takes care of very well indeed.
Bruce Reid. It's in the air and he's got him, must be taken. That ball bounced outside off stump. And Zura making no mistake, a big deflection there, and there was no way in the world he was going to stop that one. An end to a great innings, brought out for 162.
Excellent catch from Tim Zura. That's a beautiful ball by Reid, and an equally good catch by Tim Zura, diving well away to his left. Very, very good piece of wicket keeping, good piece of bowling, and an excellent innings from Chris Broad. So he departs, and England now 4 for 333.
Oh, that's a beautiful shot. Picked up and smashed away down towards mid-wicket. Gower plays that pull shot magnificently. Yeah, so effortless. Oh, that's beautifully placed. Off the back foot, smashed it through extra cover, all the way down to the boundary, and that brings up David Gower's 50. And Lawson is going to take up the attack. Just one slip in a very square gully. Oh, that's a beautiful shot. He plays that shot absolutely superbly. Anything short to David Gower is really asking for trouble. That was a short ball and Gower was onto it so quickly. He seems to pick it up so early. Matthews is the new bowler. Straight down the ground, what a good shot. Well, Richard straight away deciding that he's not going to let Matthews dominate him. They've got quite an attacking field there, and he's hit that one straight down the ground, over the top.
He's been so severe on anything short today. Timing has been superb, and he's been into position very, very quickly on every occasion. Straight down the ground. I might make the observation, you have to be a very, very good bowler and very experienced to bowl without an outfield with 5 for 428 on the board.
He's there this time. Got it away through the offside for 4 runs. So Jack Richards is the next England batsman to pass 50 runs. And that's what his skipper thinks about it.
There we are. In terms of the crowd, it was on 99 then, the discrepancy being in the box. So he well and truly has got 100 now, whether it's 100 or 101. Applause coming in the grandstand. Acknowledges his English teammates there, Mike Gatting in yellow. Philippe Edmonds next to him. Been a fine knock. But Richards doing the attacking. He's been prepared to sit there and make it 100 for the 14th time in a test match.
In the meantime, it's Matthews continuing to Richards. That one swept away very firmly down towards square leg, into the boundary. 7 runs off that over, and England move on to 480.
Read the bowler.
Oh, smashed that. He's fairly slaughtered that. On the up, through extra cover, and that board down there at extra cover took a huge pounding. What a shot that was. England 5 for 487.
Four more. Short delivery from Bruce Reid, and Gower has been merciless on those today. 16th boundary.
And there it is for Jack Richards. A well-earned century. Really has played particularly well. His first Test century.
And how fortunes can change in this wonderful game, Test cricket. His first Test innings, an ignominious duck at the Gabba, bowled by a full toss. And now Jack Richards has become the first English wicketkeeper to score a century against Australia for nearly 10 years, the last one being Alan Knott back in 1977. Jack Richards, 100 not out.
Jeffrey Lawson to continue to David Gower.
Beautifully hit by David Gower. Couple of bounces and into the boundary board. It's 5 for 535.
Matthews is going to continue bowling his off-spinners.
Shouts of catch it, and Stephen Waugh has done exactly that. Greg Matthews gets his first wicket ever against England. David Gower for 136.
So this marvellous Gower innings comes to an end. Just looping a catch to Waugh, and Matthews gets that first wicket. And a super effort from David Gower. How he loves batting at this whacker ground. One of the greatest left-handers of all time leaves the arena.
And a very widespread field with one back at square leg. A bit of a trap being set here for Richards. Perhaps they're going to try and bounce him out. That one's pitched up. It's in the air. This could be out. He's got him. Stephen Waugh moves around from mid-off. Gets underneath that one, and there was no way in the world that he was going to drop it. And with that dismissal, England have declared. So Richards out, caught by Waugh, off the bowling of Chris Matthews for 133. A magnificent innings by him. The not-out batsman is Embry, and Michael Gatting, the England captain, has decided to call it a day. Well, nearly, almost 2 days.
Short there from Peter Sleep, and Mike Gatting puts it away nicely.
Bad ball, that one from Peter Sleep.
Matthews again. He's bowling pretty well at the moment. Down the wicket he goes, and Gatting has lofted that one away down towards square leg. 2 bounces into the boundary. Well, he's obviously decided that he's not going to let Matthews get away with this very attacking field, and he's going to take it to him a bit. Yes, he's really going for him. I think he's decided. Oh, and I tell you what, that was very close to the head of the bat pad. Put yourself in his position, standing 3 yards from the bat, and all of a sudden you see the batsman turn around to smash one in your direction.
Jeff Marsh is the fieldsman. He really let go with that pull shot. It was just a fraction short, so all of a sudden Matthews has a thought, and so does Farmer Marsh. He's scratching his ear and saying, this is not on.
Change in the bowling. Peter Sleep now to come in from the city end, the river end. .50 stand between Broad and Gatting. Now everyone is silent here at the ground, waiting for Matthews to come in. That's a good shot. No one out there, no problems. And no one out on the verdant sward anyway. Plenty back there where that went. Good strike.
Nicely placed by Broad. Realised that all he had to do was get it past the fieldsman, and he moves into the 80s. 87 to Chris Broad. Mike Gatting is on 49. 1 for 202. That's a good shot from Chris Broad. A late cut. That'll beat Border into the fence. Merv Hughes continues here at the Adelaide Oval.
Oh, it's wide. It's into the gap. It's his 100. It's his second 100 in consecutive test matches. It's down to the boundary for 4. And well played, Chris Broad. Congratulations there from his captain. And he'd be a very happy young man.
Matthews continues to Gatting.
He's got hold of that. That's the long part of the ground. And it was beautifully struck, away over Greg Ritchie's head. I just had the feeling he was beaten in the flight for a fraction of a second, but it didn't matter. He belted it straight down the ground. It's 1 for 271. Wow, what about that? War has troubled Broad 3 times now with the bouncer. And Broad has not tried to hook. Each time he's gone under it, there was the case where Ian Chappell thought it might have flicked the wrist. That time he went for the hook, paid the penalty to a magnificent catch.
Yes, it was there to be hit. It was short. Marsh at mid-wicket took a great catch, and War picking up a valuable wicket. Australia needed that badly at the end of a fine knock. Chris Broad, his second 100 in the series, after a well-made 116. England 2 for 273.
Peter Sleep to bowl now to Gatting. And that's one place where there is no man. A good shot.
Yes, Gatting continued to show his aggression and his confidence in running down the track, and Gatting slams that one through mid-on, through the area where there was a man on the deep before that, but Big Richie being that man coming up, and that brings up Gatting's 100, exactly 100. His 3rd Test 100 against Australia and his 7th Test 100 in total.
And he's gone. Now, he's not going to be too pleased about that because the new ball is due. Sleep has broken through. Another good catch. My word, you've got to take your catches when you're under pressure out there in the field. And that's exactly what the Australians have done twice today. Once Jeff Marsh and then Steve Waugh.
Yes, and the long hop that Mike Gatting has dispatched so very well for the rest of the prior to this particular delivery, and he really heaved into that one, and Steve Waugh, hands and knees onto the ground, takes a catch at stomach level, and that's a disappointed Mike Gatting, who played so wonderfully well here today. Departs for exactly 100, and England now 3 for 283.
The scoreboard shows Australia no wicket for 3 as we pick up play in the very first over. Small is coming into bowl to Marsh. Your commentators are Ian Chappell and Bill Lurry.
Goes over the top of the slips, and the first boundary of the morning for Jeffrey Marsh.
Really going after that one. It was a bad ball, deserved to be hit, and a good crowd enjoying that shot. Chris Broad, some 10 metres from the bat.
Edged and taken by Ian Botham at second slip. Comfortable catch there for Botham. And the outswinger bringing about David Boone's downfall.
And really, Boone just glided this into the slip cord and wasn't really a shot at all, and Botham, after a little bit of a fumble there, took the catch. So small breaks through. Australia lose David Boone for 7. It's 1 for 12.
And Ian Botham has got the ball in his hand. Oh, he's got him. He's nicked that. He's caught behind. Botham has struck straight away. Well, isn't he incredible? Off his 5th ball, he got Marsh trying to play the pull shot. It was definitely a quicker ball. Big top edge, and what a good catch by Richards. He had to fly in the air and snatch it down. Well, that's a big blow to Australia.
Botham strikes here at the MCG, and Australia 2 for 44.
And taken by Jack Richards. And that is a great blow for England. Mike Gatting undoubtedly will be delighted with that breakthrough.
That's the wicket the Englishmen are after. And the Australian skipper goes. Not another great delivery from Botham, but Border trying to cut the ball away, and a good one-handed catch by Richards. And look at the elation in the England camp. Australia 3 for 80.
Once again, Philip de Freitas. He's got that one away. This will be his 50. He really has played beautifully. That one off the feet of the bat, into the gap at mid-wicket, and a very well-played half-century by the Victorian Dean Jones. So the Victorians very happy, 3 for 99. Gladstone Small to continue.
Well caught. There's a good catch. Not a particularly good shot from Stephen Waugh, but an excellent catch from Ian Botham. Not troubled by his muscle soreness there, and got down to it 2 hands, having started off with hands on knees.
Yes, well, Botham's now featured in all 4 dismissals. He's the man that caught David Boone. He was the bowler with the Marsh Border dismissal, and then a great catch. He played the bunny yesterday. But my goodness, what a great catch, and a tremendous player.
Gladstone Small. And off the outside edge. Jones trying to play away on the onside. Gets a leading edge. Gower comes around, takes the catch. And Australia now 5 down. And we could blame the pitch for any one of those 5 so far, Max.
No, there's been a bit happening, but that one, Jones trying to hit that through the mid-wicket area. Too far through the shot, gets the leading edge. Gower takes the easy catch. Gladstone Small takes his 3rd, and what an excited Gladstone Small. Dean Jones departs from a well-struck 59 runs. Australia 5 down for 118. Peter Sleep to the crease. Sleep's no slouch with the bat. That's number 4 for South Australia. He scored 10 first-class centuries.
And he's been given out. There wasn't an appeal there from the bowler. That's a strange one, and I think Gladstone Small has got an awful big shock there. The appeal came from behind the wicket, and Peter Sleep has been given out, caught behind.
Well, this is extraordinary. The ball just getting the faintest of edges. All the players go up behind the wicket, but not a squeak from Gladstone. But it's another wicket. He's taken 4 now, and it's his best bowling in cricket. And poor old Peter Sleep looking down at Daddles the duck.
Oh, and he's got him. Zura, in attempting to pull his bat out of the way, has only succeeded in knocking the ball back onto his stumps.
And like him or hate him, you can't keep this man out of the limelight. Tim Zura misjudging the line of that ball. Botham's been very effective with the in-swinger today, but that one is swung in off the edge of Zura's bat. So Zura departs the scene with only 5 runs to his name, and Australia in dire straits at 7 for 129.
So they've lost 4 for 50 since lunch. 1 to this man, Botham. Keeper going after it, Jack Richards, Small coming in, and Richards is the one who gets it. Marvellous catch there by the keeper, Richards.
Jack Richards, what a superb tour he's having. Century at Perth. And once again, Botham can knock over the tail enders. Tempts him with the bouncer. Up and up she goes. Richards looks like he's going to collide with Small, but the gloves are underneath it. McDermott's on his way. And I think we might see Daddles the duck again.
Merv Hughes with naught against his name. He's used to that. He's had 3 innings in Test cricket. Hasn't made a run yet. Maybe he can do it in front of his home crowd here at the MCG.
Oh, he's got it. And listen to the cheer. He's off the mark, and what's more, he's going to get 2. Well, they're out of their seats here at the MCG. Merv Hughes is off the mark in Test cricket.
Well, Ian Chappell or Greg Chappell would have to score a century here at the MCG to get that sort of a standing ovation. Flags going everywhere, and the big fella caressed one through the covers for 2. And what a moment in his Test career.
Well, we make no apologies for getting excited about this. It's been a while coming. Botham. Big appeal there for caught behind. He's gone. That's Botham's 5th wicket. He's equalled the world record for 5 wickets in an innings. He's done it 27 times, and this time he did it by finding the outside edge of Merv Hughes' bat.
Merv Hughes leaves for 2. Australia 9 wickets down now for 137.
And it's going to be Gladstone Small again. Oh, and he's got him out caught. There it is again. Botham, that man had second slip, takes the catch, and that brings up 5 wickets, 2 for Gladstone Small. So what a performance by Small and Botham. Between the 2 of them, they really have seen to it that Australia are now in real trouble.
That was a great effort from the England bowlers, who followed up Mike Gatting's move of putting Australia into bat by bowling out Australia for 141. An excellent innings from Dean Jones, who batted for 164 minutes for his 59, faced 136 balls. Next top score, Jeff Marsh 17, then Borders 15, and 2 other double-figure scores. And the bowling figures, well, there's one man there who's a replacement bowler for Graham Dilley, Gladstone Small. He took 5 for 48. The other one, Ian Botham, has still a torn muscle in his side, only bowling at about 75%, and they bowled out Australia in 54.4 overs. It was rather a numbing performance sitting here and watching it. We pick up the England innings now with Craig McDermott, the bowler. It's the first over. No runs are on the board. McDermott is making a comeback to Test cricket.
Just as Bill Laurie says, he's very strong around leg stump, and he starts off with a boundary.
Yes, we saw Merv Hughes in the Brisbane Test attack broad in that area, and Craig McDermott, who normally does push the ball the other angle, is straying onto leg stump and brought away beautifully.
Reed, the bowler. Oh, big appeal there for LBW. He's got him. He's out, LBW. Bruce Reed has struck. Well, the Australians definitely needed that wicket. Things were beginning to look really miserable, and Bruce Reed, who's bowled magnificently for Australia all season, has got the first Englishman out.
England now not reeling, but 1 for 58.
It's going to be the medium pace of Stephen Ward.
Beautifully played, a glorious off drive, probably the shot of the day so far by Gatting onto the front foot, split the gap. That's the end of the over. It's 1 for 78.
Craig McDermott is the new bowler.
Nice deflection. Reed won't get that. Oh, my word, this young man, Broad, who moves on to 50, has had a wonderful series. He's been composed and stylish in a very professional manner. A delight to watch. No ball. He lost his run up there. We saw the stutter. Didn't pull out. Got an outside edge and it raced away for 4. McDermott just losing his rhythm getting to the bowling crease. And Broad put it away through the slip cord.
It's going to be Merv Hughes to start from the southern or outer end, the MCG. Once again, Broad has no problems at all on that leg stump. Gatting coming back for the third. Good running.
Here's the bowler. 4 runs, and that brings up 3,000 runs for Mike Gatting in Test cricket.
The shot of the morning so far, there's no question about that. Glorious stroke. Hughes managed to get it right in the slot. 3,000 Test match runs for Mike Gatting. The only members of the England team here at the moment to be ahead of him at Gower, 6,437, and both them 4,780. What a crashing, delightful stroke that was.
Peter Sleep is being kept on.
Beautifully timed, and on that occasion Broad gets the placement. Matthews won't cut that one off. Great shot. And that brings up the 100 stand. What a beautiful way to do it.
So Reed again. It's played away. It's in the air. He's got it. He's got it. Reed a strike straight away. Gatting going for the hook shot. Merv Hughes makes a magnificent catch. That ball was hit flat and low. It was going very quickly down towards the fine leg boundary. Hughes came in. He fumbled it slightly, Maxie, but what a catch.
Gatting disappointed. He struggled for his 40 runs today. But England now their second wicket down. First ball after lunch. 2 for 163.
For Chris Broad, his third in the series. Great effort. 162 in Perth and 116 in Adelaide. He's a very fine young player. Thoroughly deserves his success. He now joins Jack Hobbs, as he was then, later to become Sir Jack, on 3 Test match centuries in a Test series for England in Australia.
The lead for England, 51. And a shout from Merv Hughes. He's got a breakthrough. Finding the edge of Broad's bat. And Tim Zura hangs on to that one. The third England wicket is down.
Good piece of bowling. Chris Broad just trying to work that square, got a thickish edge. Zura did the rest, and the end of a fine knock and a vital breakthrough. Chris Broad caught behind for 112. His third 100 on the trot. England 3 for 198.
30-odd thousand people have turned up to watch today's play. We had 58 here yesterday. Sleep again. Well, that's in the air. This one's gone high. Matthews is underneath us. He'll catch this. He will catch it. He's got it. Very well bowled indeed, and a good catch there by Matthews. Sleep has frustrated David Gower out. He has nagged away just outside that off stump, and David Gower in the end had to have a go, and he holed out.
Gower had an earlier let-off, just clearing Merv Hughes, but no mistake by Greg Matthews. Up she goes. Matthews knocks the cap off, and it's straight into the buckets. Gower's gone.
David Gower on his way back now for 7, and England 4 for 219.
Reed to Lamb. And an appeal there from Tim Zura, and just reward for Bruce Reed. That's good work, pushing that one across Alan Lamb, and a simple catch for Tim Zura. 3rd wicket to Bruce Reed.
Excellent bowling, and the out-of-form Lamb struggled to 43, and finally, just before the second new ball was due to be taken, he slashes at one, hit across the line, straightforward catch, but a wonderful piece of bowling by Bruce Reed, and that's the vital breakthrough. Lamb out, caught Zura, bowl Reed for 43, 5 for 251.
Here's McDermott now. He's gone, got him, and Botham is very disappointed, and that one did swing. First one with the second new ball to get off line. Now, 6 for 273, and that's well done.
He fancied bashing the new ball around, but he's gone. Here's Reed.
And he's gone, another one down. And Reed has thoroughly deserved that. That's well bowled by the big left-hander. Jeff Marsh out at mid-on.
This is a marvellous fight back by Australia. And perhaps the luck's turned at last for Alan Border. He's taken the new ball, he's got rid of Botham, and now the other Test centurion, Richards, has gone. England 7 for 277.
Dermott is the bowler.
Oh, well caught, beautifully taken. Flicked away on the leg side. And in the air, Matthews goes, plucks it out of the sky. And Craig McDermott has struck again.
Look at the pace of the ball off the bat. De Freitas clips that one, sweetly timed, and Matthews horizontal to the ground, grabs the catch, and look at him punch the air. Well, what a performance by the Australians today. Now 8 wickets down for 289.
Craig McDermott, right at the end of his run, is about to come charging in.
Gone.
Well caught.
Beautiful piece of cricket. The half volley, well struck by Embry. And once again, McDermott strikes, and that's wrapping up the tail, just what was needed. A good piece of fielding, the return catch, well struck by John Embry, and the crowd going wild in front of Bay 13. John Embry departs for 24. It's 9 for 319. As Gladstone Small comes to the crease. His first Test match against Australia with a top score in Test cricket of 12. Fine shot, beautifully played. One of the shots of the afternoon from Gladstone Small. Reed now 203.
Not long to go now. This is probably the last over. Craig McDermott is the bowler.
Close.
Oh, that should be out. Yes.
Yes, they wrap it up. A good performance by McDermott. England bowled out for 349. A top delivery, that one. And a wonderful performance by the Australian bowlers at the Melbourne Cricket Ground today.
Indeed it was, and it all provided for a great day's entertainment here. Good, tight Test match stuff. The card at the close of play for England, 349 all out. Bowling figures for Australia, McDermott, 4 for 83, did very well in his comeback and thoroughly justified his selection. Reed, 4 for 78, once again was the best of the bowlers. Sleep had a very good day, and this was Hughes' best session, the one early in the day and the one in the middle in Test match cricket so far, even though he did finish with 1 for 94. Well, conditions very good at the start of this third day's play. We pick it up now in the very first over. De Freitas is the bowler, no runs on the board. He's coming in to bowl to David Boone. Here's Bob Willis, and the first voice you'll hear will be that of Ian Chappell.
And a counter-attack from David Boone. Long chase there for Alan Lamb. Boone off the mark with a 3. And edged straight to first slip. David Boone on that occasion was trying to draw his bat out of the way, but that one edged straight to first slip, and David Boone's bad luck continues.
Australia, first wicket down for 13 runs.
He's out. He's got him. Once again, Gadding's caught him. No trouble at all. Well, that's another big wicket to England. That one went very sharply to Gadding. A better catch than the one that dismissed Boone because it was going so quickly. But that was a loose shot from Dean Jones. The ball just outside off stump. He was trying to force it away. And what a blow to the Australians.
Now 2 wickets down for Australia for 48.
Well, I think that tells the story. England really are on top.
Alan Border's willow looking a well-used weapon.
Once again, magnificent placement from Alan Border. Boundary a bit shorter out there, and Border's reached it. And Botham goes off. In his place, John Embry. That's nicely placed. Getting it between the bowler and mid-off. Gladstone Small, once again, unable to pull it back before it goes into the gutter.
So 107 behind now, the Australians.
He's out. What a great catch. Just as we said, what a great line. What a catch. The Australian captain hitting out, outside the off stump. Gets a thickish edge. He's caught at third slip. So Border scored 34 runs. Fine partnership with Marsh. And Gladstone Small breaks it up.
Oh, there's a mix-up. He's going to have him. He's gone. Run out 5 miles. Justice, says the Englishman. Well, that was a dreadful mix-up. He called for a single. There was no way in the world there was a run there. Stephen Waugh was quite correct to send him back.
Australia in trouble. 4 down for 153.
Well, the new batsman is the left-handed Greg Matthews. So he gave the batsman the benefit of the doubt, and it's hit the stumps. He's got him. Matthews has padded up. The ball's flicked the pad, and it's rolled over the top of his pad down onto off stump. Well, that was tragic for Australia. He really shouldn't have been leaving that one. It came on with the arm a little bit, I think, flicked the pad, and that was the end of Matthews.
5 for 153.
Phil Edmonds. Run out. Out. What a good piece of fielding by Edmonds. The throw was bad from Gower, and Philip Edmonds, a big man, took the mark and threw it back. A silly bit of cricket. It really is heartbreaking to see Test batsmen sacrifice their wicket in a crucial stage of the Test match. Stephen Waugh very keen to get a run. Sleep came, but watch this again, and watch Edmonds, a magnificent piece of work. There goes Waugh. No, he says no. Gower does the fielding. The throw's wide, and Edmonds, a magnificent take and backhanded throw, runs out Peter Sleep. Well, well, well. 6 for 175. Tim Zura is on strike. Phil Edmonds. Close this time. Yes, he's gone. He walks. Tim Zura walks. A brilliant catch at short leg. England doing everything right. Australia stumbling to defeat here at the Melbourne Cricket Ground, but take nothing away from the England spin twins. They've been very accurate, nice fight, and a delightful catch diving forward. And Tim Zura didn't even look. He walked as Bill Athey took the catch.
Australia 7 for 180.
Bowled him, 49, beaten in flight. A superb piece of bowling. Stephen Waugh going for his third 50 in the series, was outthought by the Wily spinner. A magnificent piece of bowling. There was a gap at mid-on and mid-off. He danced down the wicket, deceived by a superb flight.
Stephen Waugh's confidence completely undermined by that unfortunate run out with Peter Sleep, and an excellent piece of bowling by Edmonds. He's gone down the wicket, but he's walked straight over it. It's middle stump and Phil Edmonds is elated. Steve Waugh's gone one short of his 50. Australia 8 down now for 185.
John Embry, the bowler.
Oh, and he's bowled him with the arm ball. A good delivery there from John Embry. Craig McDermott playing for spin. Tremendous delivery there from John Embry. McDermott plays for a bit of turn, but it goes straight on and clips off stump. Good reward there for some excellent work from John Embry. And England now just 1 wicket away from wrapping up the Ashes. Edmonds. That's the direction he's hit it. Straight to Gladstone Small, who takes a very comfortable catch. So the Ashes are retained by England. Phil Edmonds picks up 3 wickets, and the victory was by an innings and 14 runs.
Well, I'm afraid that is the story. A sad one for Australia and a joyous one for England. What a marvellous Christmas present for them. They have done wonderfully well under Mike Gatting's captaincy. He has retained the Ashes, which were won by David Gower in England in 1985. 73.4 overs, 280 minutes it took. Top score, Geoffrey Marsh, 60, and Stephen Waugh out for 49 when he was trying to push the single to reach the half-century. And between them, Edmonds and Embury took 5 wickets. Edmonds 3 for 45 and Embury 2 for 43. A very, very good performance, and Gladstone Small was named man of the match. What a marvellous performance from him, making his debut in Test match cricket. He comes out here at the MCG, has to bowl in front of 50,000 people, gets 5 wickets in an innings, then a couple more, and takes the catch that won the match. Here's Gladstone Small.
Gone. Yes, he's caught. After 9 runs off the over, Marsh prods forward. Gatting does the rest.
The outswinger has been a bit wayward for Small this morning. That one tempted Marsh. Confidence, I suppose, up after a pretty good cover drive. It was a defensive shot, but a good delivery. And right into the very safe hands at second slip.
Down the leg side, inside edge. They weren't sure behind the wicket there. Jack Richards gave it a half appeal. Gladstone Small wasn't completely certain, but Wellham was on his way. Dirk Wellham out for 17, caught by Richards off Small, who's bowled very well today.
And an unlucky dismissal for the New South Wales captain. He's gone, caught easily down the leg side by Jack Richards. Wellham can't believe his bad luck, but Australia now 4 for 184.
Now then, Stephen Waugh is the new batsman. No worries about that method of dismissal. All we've got to worry about now is whether Gladstone Small will pick up a hat-trick. Waugh out without scoring, caught down the leg side again by Richards. 2 wickets to Small, and assumes it must have come off the glove.
And Gladstone Small dismisses Waugh first ball, and he's now on a hat-trick.
Wellham and Waugh, and now Peter Sleep faces the 3rd ball. Sleep has gone, Small has struck again. What a good series he's having. Came into the Melbourne Test match, got his outswinger working there. And here again today, he's moved the ball around. That was a lovely outswinger, kept going after it hit the seam. And Sleep has gone, and Jack Richards. What a tour he's having.
So here's Gladstone Small. That's out, caught by Gatting at first slip. So Small has struck again, and for the 2nd consecutive test, he's got 5 wickets in an innings with Zora out for 12. Australia 7 for 232.
Yes, this was lovely bowling. The ball swinging away from the right-handed Tim Zura. It pitched and then moved a little bit, actually. He got a thick edge to it, and Gatting really made no mistake with what was a pretty straightforward slip catches, if that can be the case. And what a happy smile on the face of Gladstone Small. 5 wickets again, and his 5th this time being Tim Zura.
But here is the moment that this crowd at the SCG would have been waiting for. This is Peter Taylor.
And he's got a good top spinner, and that was very well bowled. It wasn't necessarily that delivery that took the wicket, although it will go down the scorebook. It was the 2 previous balls where Lamb had decided that Taylor might have a bit of danger about him, and he was going to try and take to him.
Bottom edge, and this time into the hands of the keeper. And Alan Lamb goes, and what a happy man Peter Taylor is, as England are 4 for 89.
Botham. Out! Goal! Great catch! Marsh at short legs, taken a beauty. He didn't really go for it, but he was very close. That is a superb catch. And the second wicket to Peter Taylor, that of Ian Botham.
Botham a little much bottom hand, trying to hit through mid-wicket. Holds up. And what a good catch. It's a beauty. Bat pad. Yes, the Australians are back in town.
Peter Taylor. Beautiful loop on that occasion, and he's been rewarded with David Gower's wicket. Once again, it was that flight that's gained him the wicket, exactly as it did in Ian Botham's case.
And Peter Taylor's in the action again. He gives the ball a huge rip. Gower's not quite to the pitch of it, hits it in the air, and he's gone. 3 wickets for Peter Taylor.
Oh, great catch! Marsh, superb at short leg for the second time in this match, takes a beauty off the centre of the bat from Edmonds. Marsh, as solid as a rock, took it both hands, and 4 wickets to Peter Taylor.
What a fantastic catch. That coming off the middle of the bat, hit quite hard. Marsh very close there, clutches it in both hands. Number 4 for Peter Taylor.
Are we going to see the off spinner? Oh, he's bowled him. Clean bowled. Well, it is appropriate that Peter Taylor should do it. It's a turning pitch, and that's given him his 5th wicket in his first Test match. What a sterling effort this is, and the crowd here rising to their feet and applauding what has been a magnificent effort.
Certainly has. Utterly dreadful stroke from Gladstone Small, misjudging the length completely. Old-fashioned heave. Joy for Peter Taylor. A 5-wicket haul in his very first Test match.
Oh, and that's bowled in. Clean bowled. And what a debut for Peter Taylor. 6 wickets for 78 in his first Test match. And he would have to be cheered off the ground by both his colleagues and this good crowd at the Sydney Cricket Ground. And even Elton John has moved to get onto his feet and cheer off a new name in cricket.
Here's Embury.
Oh, and he's got him. He's out, caught behind. Well, that's good bowling. Not a great shot by Dean Jones. Having bowled straight, he then bowled a slightly wideish delivery. Dean Jones went for the cut. He didn't quite measure correctly the bounce, and a little nick there, which was fumbled initially by Jack Richards, but he managed to latch onto it. Oh, and the big appeal there, and he's got him. He's gone too. Wellham doesn't look too happy to me. Well, it really was a question of time. Lamb making the catch there. Wellham went forward. Now, he's not very happy at all.
Dirk Wellham pushing forward. There may have been an inside edge there. The players are very confident. Certainly the umpire is just as confident.
John Embry.
That's out. Played onto the foot, up in the air. And Alan Lamb caught it at short point. Good reflex actions from Lamb because Sleep was coming down to drive. Lamb would have been on the back foot, if not backing away, then certainly thinking of half turning his back. Oh, very plumb. No need even to think twice about that. That is as plumb as anything you will see. Good spinning off break with the batsman playing back and not outside the line of off stump.
Embry picks up his 4th wicket.
Embry to Waugh. That's in the air. And it's caught. Bill Athey takes the catch. Steve Waugh trying to hit Embry over the top. The off-spinner had dropped the fielder back deeper.
Steve Waugh trying to force the pace, trying to hit over the infield. Not quite getting it in the middle of the bat, straight down Bill Athey's throat. A deep mid-on.
And he's gone. Eventually, a ball takes the edge before it goes onto the pad. And that's Peter Taylor's innings ended. A number of deliveries have taken his pad throughout this innings, and this time, a little bit of bat onto it as well. And that's John Embry's 7th wicket of the innings. Australia all out for 251, and John Embry's best figures in Test cricket as Merv Hughes is bowled. Embry 7 for 78.
Well, if Alan Border had said that he wanted to set England something like 320 to win this match, he couldn't have timed it more perfectly, because that's how it turned out. 390 in the lead, 320 to win for England, and for Australia they have to take 10 wickets in, well, what I reckon, something around about 108 to 110 overs. So the Englishmen set out on that task to make 320. We pick it up now with the 3rd over. 5 runs are on the board. Hughes is coming in to bowl to Broad, and your commentators are Mrs. Chappell and Greg.
And that's 4. Bruce Reid, no chance at all. Peter Sleep coming on at the Paddington end. He replaces Bruce Reid. Reid having bowled 3 overs, 2 maidens, none for 4.
Got him! Caught and bowled! That's the breakthrough they needed! Chris Broad driving, Peter Sleep didn't get to the pitch, chipped it straight back to the leg spinner, and he gets his 1st wicket, and what a vital wicket for Australia.
As the spectators tell the story, it was a vital wicket too. A little bit of extra loop. Let's watch it again. In the air. A little bit of extra bounce straight back into the buckets. Peter Sleep gets the 1st. And that's one of, we hope, many for Australia. Chris Broad, 17. England lose their 1st wicket. 24 on the board.
David Gower coming in at number 3. Ball turns, and Gower, what a player. 4 runs, it was short. He pulled it off the stumps, but hit him with the spin. And David Gower, first or last ball, if it's bad, he'll put you away.
The card at the close of play, England 1 for 39, with Athey 11, and Gower 7. So everything shaping up now for a great contest on the last day of this SCG test.
And it's going to be Bruce Reid coming from the Paddington end. That's a good delivery from Bruce Reid. Unfortunately, it's going to cost him 4, but it was an excellent delivery. 50 comes up for England.
Border continuing to bowl to David Gower. That's beautifully struck. Hitting with the spin, no danger at all. There's nobody in the deep, as Richie Benoit has suggested. It may be a man at backward square leg and mid-wicket to stop that shot, to force Gower to have another option. This is safe as the Bank of England.
How's that? And he's gone. So Alan Border gets the vital wicket of David Gower, and a long partnership has ended England 2 for 91. Bill, who hasn't scored a run now for something like 40 minutes, and he faces Peter Sleep. He's bowled him around his legs. Australia have taken 2 vital wickets. England are 3 for 91.
Bill gets in behind his legs, hits the leg stump, and Bill goes. He made 31 runs. England now 3 for 91.
Shouts there of catch it, and that's exactly what's happened. Peter Taylor has picked up the wicket of Alan Lamb. Well caught by Stephen Waugh at silly mid-off.
The bowler is Taylor. It spins back onto the pad. I certainly couldn't pick any bat in that one. And the fact of the matter is that Alan Lamb has been given out, caught by Waugh, off the bowling of Taylor, and England are now 4 for 102.
Ian Botham comes in at number 6. And the quicker one, and he could be out. Dirk Wellham has taken the catch. So Ian Botham is out first ball. Peter Taylor has picked him up twice in this test match.
So Peter Taylor on a hat-trick. Botham, much to the delight of the crowd here today, is out first ball for a duck. And the score at the moment, 5 for 102.
The last time there was a hat-trick in an Australia versus England test at the SCG, 1891-92. And it still continues. But fine bowling from Peter Taylor has got rid of Alan Lamb and Ian Botham in successive deliveries. This time he goes way over mid-on. And in fact clears the mid-on boundary comfortably. England 5 for 123.
There's another short one from Sleep. And Gatting brings up his 50 in fine style. The Australian spinners have constantly pitched the ball short, allowing Gatting back onto the back foot. And his colleagues enjoying it.
Merv Hughes.
It's a cracker of a shot.
He's gone. Cotton ball for 96. Steve Waugh takes the return catch. We have a match.
Well, what a breakthrough, and what a decent gamble that was too by Alan Border. He decided to give Stephen Waugh a go. He's come in, he's produced a straight delivery that swung in a little bit, and Gatting has hit that ball straight back to him. And there was no way in the world that Stephen Waugh was going to drop this one. And would you believe it? That wicket falling with 87 runs left to win.
Peter Sweep. Got him, that's the one. The run on through the gap between bat and pad. As Max Walker said, that's the one they were after. 10 overs remaining. The wrong one gets through. A fine innings from Jack Richards, but a wonderful piece of deception by Peter Sweep.
So we haven't seen many wrong-uns from Sleep, and the Australian crowds go berserk. They love it. Let's watch it again. Pitch coming back the other way through the gate, and what a beautiful wrong-un. Timmy Zora off the air. Peter Sleep, the bowler. Alan Border shows his delight. You little beauty. Australia need another 3 wickets. England now 7 for 257.
Phil Edmonds comes to the crease. 9.3 overs remaining in this test match. 20 overs have to be bowled in the last hour. England with 3 wickets in hand. Peter Sweep. Close, got to be close. That one, yes, he's got in. That's out. Very close, didn't offer a shot, and now 2 wickets for victory. And a hat-trick for Peter Sleep. You beauty, they cry.
Pitching right up, there's no doubt about that. Missing front leg, hitting back. Peter McConnell gives him out. 2 wickets now needed by the Australians. England 8 down for 257. And have a look at the Australians grouped around him. Good luck, Gladstone Small.
9.2 overs to be bowled. The crowd chanting. In comes Sleep. It's short. Catch it, he cries. It's in the top of the pad. He fends them away. Can't be caught out once the ball is dead. When it's in the top of the pad, Gladstone Small, I don't think was too sure about that. Bruce Reid, without doubt, the best bowler for Australia throughout the series. 16 balls remaining. Gone! He's caught him! Great catch! Umpires confer, yes, he's out! Alan Border taking a catch. And the game, a cliffhanger, a superb catch. It went to ground. The umpire looked to square leg for verification. But Reid breaks through, so 1 wicket remaining for Australia to win this, the final test match. A great catch, fine piece of bowling.
Bruce Reid's done the trick. England 9 for 262.
Graham Dilley, non-strikers end. 7 balls remaining in this test match. Peter Sleep, his final delivery. Got him! He's bowled in! Victory for Australia! They've won with 1 over remaining, so the run of outs ends the end of a very memorable test match. Victory by 55 runs, 5 wickets to Peter Sleep. One of the all-time great test matches. Well, what can we say? But that's one of the most exciting finishes you'll ever see. That's it from the SCG. England win the series 2-1. Player of the series is Chris Broad with 3 centuries. What a wonderful test match.
What a heart stopper. That was one of the best test matches I've ever seen in all the times I've been playing, watching or commentating on cricket. Magnificent finish. A very good win for Alan Border and his men, but what a great fight by England and what a marvellous approach to the game when Mike Gatting continued to look for a win rather than just a dull draw. I think that's of enormous credit to the England side, not just the skipper but the whole of the team, the way they got behind him and the way they worked very hard, first of all to win and then to try not to be beaten. The final score, well, that'll go down in the cricket history books, 264 it'll show. It'll look as though it's a very clear-cut win for Australia, just by 55 runs. There were only 6 balls to spare, though, and what a marvellous innings from Mike Gatting. 96 in 161 balls. The player of the series here, Chris Broad. A magnificent performance from him. 3 centuries in the series. A very, very fine effort from a player who probably only just got into the side. He's got a lovely method, and he was a hit with audiences all round Australia.